This is running after me. All my life, so good. Goodness of God. Our life, you have been so good. As I have been so good. I've good. The goodness of God. Sing the good people. Wake up till I lay my head down. Sing of the goodness of God. For all my life has been faithful. Zion. Oh, I will sing of the goodness of God. River, I know you was my friend, so I will sing of the goodness of God. All my life you has been faithful. All my life you has been so, so good. Every breath that I have taken will sing of the goodness of God. For your goodness is running after, it's running after me. Your goodness is running after, it's running after me. Under all, everything. Goodness is running after, it's running after me. Running after, it's running after me. Goodness is running after, it's running after me. Lay down everything. Your goodness is running after, it's running after me. From the moment that I wake up till I lay my head, I will sing of the goodness of God. All my life you has been faithful. All my life you has been so, so good. From the moment that I wake up till I lay my head, I will sing of the goodness of God. Oh, your goodness is running after, it's running after me. From the moment that I wake up till I lay my head, I will sing of the goodness of God. Because your goodness is running up, it's running after me. Your goodness is running after, it's running after me. From the moment that I wake up until I lay my head, I will sing of the goodness of God. Oh, your goodness is running after, it's running after me. Oh, your goodness is running after, it's running after me. From the moment that I wake up, you will lay my head, even of the goodness of God. Oh, your Miss Meadow, call me now. The goodness of God across my midst. Good night. Good night. Good night, everybody. Good night. She come. She come. Good night, everybody. Good night. Good night. Oh, you do. Welcome. Oh, you be. Good night, everybody. Good night. Good night. Good night. Everybody, good night. Good night. Good night. Good night, everybody. Good night. Good night. Good night. Night, everybody. Good night. Good night. Good night. Good night. Good night. Night, everybody. Good night. From the moment that I wake up till I lay my head, I will sing of the goodness. I need a jingle. I needed a jingle. I need a jingle. How do I do the jingle? Oh, how I'm waiting on the lady to join me. Okay, I got 14 minutes. This is what time? This is, oh, I told her 9:20. Here, this is 9:50. This is next. I love you, Lord, for the goodness and mercies. Okay, I'll just start on film. God is so good to me. I can't complain. God is so good to me. So very good to me. He has given life to me. To be. He has given life to me. More than I can honestly see. God is so good to me. I can't complain. Blessed assurance, Jesus is mine. Oh, a fortress of glory divine, place of salvation, goodness of God, born of His Spirit, washed in His blood. This is my story. This is my song, praising my Savior all the day long. This is my story. This is my song, praising my Savior all the day long. Perfect submission, perfect delight. I with my Savior am happy and blessed, watching and waiting, looking above. Lord, what is goodness, lost in His love. This is my story. This is my song, praising my Savior all the day long. Glory, He'll do for you. With arms wide open, He will pardon you. There is no secret that God won't do. Good night and welcome. They're open. I'll come. Let's see what you said here. Mercies rewrote my life. Mercy rewrote my life. Mercies rewrote our life. Mercies rewrote our life. Okay. Let me welcome each and every persons tonight. It is a good thing to give thanks unto the Lord, for He is good, for His mercies endureth forever. We give thanks, we give praises unto Him in every way that you can, in every place that you can. So I welcome for those that are here, those that are coming, and those that are listening. Welcome. 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 This is the day that the Lord has made, and we will rejoice and be glad in it. We have seen today, we have not seen, but today will never come again. So we are not looking behind, we're looking in front. So we are actually looking to meet the other day. But today we have the opportunity to give God thanks. We have the opportunity to say to someone, I love you, thank you, please, thanks. Can you have this? You have the opportunity to do all of that. You have the opportunity to give a cup of water. You have the opportunity to say, let me give you a bit out of mine. Today is that opportunity. And I guess someone, someplace, somewhere have done just that. So I welcome all of you to be here. It is no secret and it's no mistake why you are here. You're at the right place at the right time with the right persons that are going to be here. Today, from where I am, is celebrated as the Indigenous Day, Indigenous Peoples Day. And if we understand, we will understand where and how the indigenous comes through. So giving thanks on one side, but sorrow is down in the Palestinian countries. The strike was today where the war started. But on this side, and people is standing in solidarity with the countries. We can say that it was first Columbus Day that Columbus have discovered, and on the tip of all of most of us tongue, there are some places he did not discover because people were already living there. Okay, so now it has been changed to the indigenous, people, right? And I was a part of those group when it is first um, established in Jamaica. Okay, so on some side we are giving God thanks for so many things, so many things. I'm giving God thanks for. You give thanks for what you don't even see, and it is one of the blessings that even when you don't see the thing, give thanks. Thanks. Thanks in advance for what is coming, what you're going to get, what you're going to achieve, and just thank Him. Just thank Him. Just thank Him. Okay. For those that mourn the loss of loved one, I have a cousin that passed away yesterday. For those that mourn, blessed are those that mourn, for they shall be comforted. So, for those that mourn for loved ones, for friends, there's nothing you can do but mourn, because the person has been taken out by some reason or the other. Some is by accident, some is by sickness, wailing through pain, some is by other means that is so unexpected. And all of it works down to mourning. So therefore we can only mourn the loss of our loved ones in such situation. For those that celebrated their birthday, you celebrated it yesterday, today, these days will never come by you again. So make the best use of it. It's a day that will never return. Never return in a single digit. So you will see this day in a double digit, but not in a single digit. And in every 7 years, your birthday fall on the very same day you were born. So within 7 years of the time, then you will see the birthday fall on the day that you were born, where you are truly born. Not on the birth date, but the date and the day. Enjoy yourself. Make this day be a memorable one for you. Be responsible. Be careful. And be with a purpose for your life. You have given the gift of life. Keep your life. Guard your life as much as you can. Okay. Tonight, the topic is said, the question that persons needed answers for. There are some things you can't put out, but as we go along, you will hear the topic and you will understand it. These questions are always asking. Never stop asking. Throughout this life and the life to come and the life gone, these questions, this topic will ever be it's either an issue, it is a comfort, it is a satisfaction, but it is something. And the more we explore, the more we find and realize that, look here, sometimes some things that was taught then was not even how it should be. So I'm gonna say a story, something real that happened. And then I will have my ringer to join me. I've seen her, it's like she have a toolbox arranged. Beside her name, there are so many rinch. Like she have rinch to sell, lend, hire, just about everything. Love you, girl. Okay. The question is that a lot of people deem the big word EXS, and if you take it the other way, then you will see the real word. I'm not quite sure I can speak certain wording that way, but I continue reading the guidelines and I'll know what word I can say and I cannot say so openly. What is the word that you can say? Procreate. Okay? Procreate. All right. There was a prominent overseer from a prominent church. And in that time, to me, parents failed to have certain open discussion with young people. As soon as the breast started to push up, different changes in the body, these things are not discussed openly. So parents themselves keeping certain things undercover. They speak in such parables that you don't even comprehend what they are saying. For me, they would have asked me, have you started seeing your flowers yet? My little mind is telling me, what flowers are you talking about? So I wasn't thinking of nothing else more flowers, real flowers, flowers. That's what my 12-year-old mind telling me. And they would say something like this, do not play with boys. When I go to school, we play, boys play jack, sometimes girl, we have match, girl against boys, we have baseball, girl against boys. The story that you tell me say don't play with boys, but when we reach school is a different thing. When I remember that, when I put that kind of practice. So you don't even think much about it. You hear they say it, but you don't think much about it because the conversation, the communication was not that one open one that they are going to say, well, okay, you are of such age, this is what is going to happen to you, your body is going to go through this type of a changes, prepare you on that you expect what is coming. No, they speaking of some little parables word for you to ask me, ma'am, You see your flowers, you start seeing your flowers. I don't know what you're talking about. So I don't even know the answer you say. Because I don't know what you're talking about. So most things, children found them out on their own self. Sometimes at school where some bigger children, you hear them talking some things and you like a small one, they don't want you near them, so they don't want you to hear because you're a little girl. Go sit, go leave our company, don't come in our company, do. So this the young people in the church, the upstanding young persons, from the 15 years going up, some in church from that age, and they're advancing in their teenage years. And surprisingly, one came in looking extremely fat, as if they ate too much dumpling. So you notice that this one get fat and getting fatter and fatter. And the next thing you know, oh, but you're a Christian? They was in a church. And then nobody is there to say or to do. So they went out and all of these things happened, and the victim self in mourning, oh, this happened, da. Parents, you woof. So it was so prevalent in this prominent church that almost all of the young people being swept away by pregnancy. So now the bigger heads, the higher heads decided to say, okay, there must be something can be done. So they went to a conference, what do you call it, like minister conference. So everybody, these are the people at the board level and whatever. These were the one met in the conference. In the conference, it was thrown out that we should have the SEX education in church. In the young people's group, they need to start teaching them. This overseer from this prominent church, because it's from different church they met, asked the question at the table, in church? Yes. I have never heard of that nasty thing discussed in church. Mark the words that I am saying. Nasty. This is the overseer saying this. And so they're trying to save the young people. So therefore, they say, no. I am born in the church. My mother and my father was member of the church, and I was born in the church, and all my life and my years, I have never heard this discussed in church. This nastiness cannot be discussed in the church of God. Hence the session over. They went to their different board because it was a 7-day session where he was staying. And the goodly gentleman, overseer of the church, fell sick. They rushed him off to the nearest hospital, where he was admitted. When the conference was all completed, do their days, and they all returning home, he was a patient in the hospital. So They asked for a transfer from the hospital where he was to a closer hospital. Oh, yes, he did got the transfer. So, church members, brothers and sisters going to visit him. And each time you went into the hospital, the man needle, for people who know record, you put on the record and the needle it's stuck on one place or cassette. And if the cassette reel is being damaged, you'll have that stuck and it keeps saying. And the man needle stuck on sex, sex, with his eyes closed. That thing damaged the man thinking in a way that the members who are going to visit him don't want to go back, because this was the world he ended up in. He passed out in this world, and he keep saying that very word. This nastiness in church, in church, and he died saying that. As a young person, I used to question and say, how could it be nasty as he described it? This was the description. How? The man said not even to talk. And if you should check the record of church then, even if they exist now, but generation passed on and on, that word would have never spoken in the pulpit. And this is what the man was saying. That nasty thing. Sorry about that. This was a continuous saying of this man, this overseer, pastor to overseer, leading the church. But then, in those days, not even your parent would have mentioned that name to you. I would like Miss Mel to join me now. And we are going to have this discussion. She's going to speak to the nation tonight. Let me know what she think and how she think about this one. And on another one, this member of a particular church, when it came on to this particular time, the person is a Seventh-day Adventist. When it came on to a particular time, when it came on to Friday, yes ma'am, thank you for being here with me. Good night and good night, Vicky.
Topic. Is that so? Hello?
Hello, hello.
You're hearing me?
Yeah, I'm hearing you.
Alright, so based on what you have said earlier about that story there, in this age and time especially, but then and now, I think that sex education should be taught in the church to the young people coming up, because as you mentioned about their bodies getting mature and all of that, these feelings will come on. So it's best for them to be aware and to know how to handle such situation, let's say religiously, that they don't get themselves into trouble. Um, this nice feeling is real. It's created by God, yes. And I don't think there's no shame in you calling the bird and in even knowing about it, right? It's not for children. It's an adult thing, and it was designed for everybody. So if you are here listening, and somebody that to experience this nice feeling, then my advice to you is wait, because it's not going to come. One of the things I realize is that most times when you touch on this topic, especially even among young children, younger children, especially if you call even the name of the body parts, you say vagina, you say penis, they laugh and they cover their faces, because they
Yeah.
are not supposed to these words. Some persons, they cross out the correct word and they give them they sugarcoat a little nice words to them. They say it's nice. So they don't, first of all, they don't learn the correct name of the
Of their body.
female body parts
Yeah.
and the male body parts, right? So I realized that not knowing the correct name, is things that are not telling them, about it and the use and how to take care of it and all of that. I think that not knowing, not being knowledgeable about its use and all of that, tends to it even drive fear in them, as to speak about it and so on and so forth. And as I talked about the church before, yes, they should know, especially young persons that are youth president, you know, not necessarily the pastor, the minister, whatever, but there are many groups in the church. I think they can have like a forum, like session, and educate them about, all these things and, you know, let them know the use and so on, how to take care of it and so on. It's not a crime, it's not a shame to talk about STX. It was made by God, and that is why He gave Eve help means.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Adam help me because we realized that Adam needed a companion, and having a companion is good, especially like you want somebody to communicate with, but it's not only it's not only that, and especially if you're a married person, you know that you have to satisfy each other needs in that way, right? So it's not a bad thing. It's a very good thing. One lady will say it release stress, and so on and so forth. So it's not a bad thing, and especially the organization of the church, yeah, keep repeating that. Yes, that's one of the main institution instigated by God. That these things should be spoken about, right?
Uh-huh. Okay. But it's the overseer said this
Mm.
nasty thing in church.
So why? But the is the overseer was all right? Was the overseer a married person?
Oh, sure, he's married and father of children. But
Right.
this is where you look into the thing to say, um, the way how it has been looked upon. It looked upon in is not something good because he said
Mm-hmm.
it is wording this nasty thing in church from the pulpit. So look, the pulpit is so honorable and is so holy that this word should never be spoken in church.
Oh yeah.
So that is a part where I say, well then, should that be spoken in church? Should it be taught in church? Should the
There
people
are other words that should not be spoken. So if they mention words like kill, isn't that a nasty word? And I know
okay,
they mention that word in church.
exactly.
Isn't that a nastier word than SCX?
Because he is saying from the day of a born and that born in the church. So it brings me to look to a lot of things. And this is the reason why even to this day, even when it came out and people is now frequent talk, it is talked about into a different type of way. Okay, honestly, as Romans, and you are not married, so therefore, then you should wait until you are married. What another
Right.
part of the scripture says, before you burn, you take unto yourself somebody.
Married.
All right, you
Mm.
don't marry. You heard person says, boy, me sin because me go do they have a next word with them I say courteous. They
Mm-hmm.
go courteous, right? So me sin. Me then me have to go to God, go pray to God about it. What are you praying to God about? You are praying to God for not being the wife of somebody that you say you're legally honestly doing it. Or you're praying to God to forgive you for that
Or
act.
doing it outside of marriage,
Or you're
so to
asking
speak.
because you're saying doing it is sin. So I want to know where the sin does lie.
No, the hack, I would say, probably the act. They are asking forgiveness of, but not the action. I don't know.
But why asking forgiveness when you still go and do it?
That is it.
This
That's being
was,
presumptuous.
that's presumptuous. This was designed by the Creator Himself. The animal do it,
Mm-hmm.
and for
And they're
those,
not married.
exactly, and for those that had eggs, when you eat an egg, you ate an entire chicken. All of what, when it comes to perfection, you strip off and throw it. You eat it. You break the yolk of the egg is the flesh of the chicken. The white of the egg is the feather of the chicken. So you ate the feather, the two little things attached to between the yolk and the white. The white
The
is called
eyes.
is the eyes. For those that rear chicken, not know that they're giving them giving them thing there and they can lay without couple the with the rooster. For those that couple, how
Mm.
did the egg come? How did the egg come? Don't is the couple that both of them couple up,
Yeah.
right? So I think I think people, especially parents, they should stop seeing the product as sin,
Uh-huh.
because the product in itself is not a sin.
Sure. It is not. It was created, it was designed by God.
Exactly.
So it could never be a sin. Why would he allow it then? Why would he let us have feelings then? Because remember, if you don't have that urge for that, you know, we have, I don't know him do it, but him know that we are gonna need comfort and all of that. So he created it. He was the one who created it.
It tells you, it says, um, you have Genesis 131, Songs of Solomon 4:10, Psalms 127, 3, and I think 4 to 5. And same Genesis 9:1. It go as far as even tell you that enjoy the breasts of your wife. And it never did say just the young person's breast. He said the breast of your wife. And
Uh-huh.
when you read these, if this is if the product in itself, because to me, what the people speak about is the product within itself.
Right.
This is a product that was given. This was something that was given, and it given for so many reasons. It get it given because generation to generation would have come.
Uh-huh.
We
Say be fruitful and multiply the earth.
exactly be procreate. So you have to go
Uh,
procreate. Why would he then have this product any at all? And even to this lady on a Friday, her husband cannot come to her no given time on a Friday. And you hear what you say? The Sabbath started. So we can't enter upon this piece of union here. You have to wait until. And these are some of the things that you have to be questioning to find out what is the right What is the real thing about these things that people say? Because if you listen, she is a church member, and this is not somebody outside of her husband, this is her husband. And she says a sin. And not to touch on this is a sin. And you keep asking, where did show that this is a sin? How? Did God make a mistake? Or we doubt it? He didn't.
It's best that they're aware, I know. From now before they go find out for themselves.
Exactly.
Sometimes when they go find out for themselves, that's when they get into trouble. No?
But then, okay, that generation have passed, because that overseer have passed, all of them in that age group at the time is now deceased. All of them. So younger person and some of the young ones who took over walk with the same gospel, because this should not be spoken of in church. Then if you know we talk about it in a church, where else to talk about it? In the Roman Catholic, it said it's the parents is supposed to talk to them. But these are some of the parents coming out of the church of the same teaching and doctrine too.
Uh-huh.
And so often you hear people say, oh, then give it different name. Oh, yesterday I'm going to do so and so, and I have to go pray. It's because you do it out of marriage, or it's because of the same product where you go eat? Or which one? You try to find out. So how we go? How do we correct some of these things, Madam Helen? By education, eh?
Well, first we have to educate them, you
Exactly.
know. That's what we have to do, and don't be afraid to, because it's natural. It's not a man-made thing, right? So you have to educate them, especially for the young, from 9 years old coming up. You educate them and let them know when they get older, you're gonna have certain feelings coming from you, and this is what is going to happen. And 1 + 1 = 1, A, B, C, and D, and all of that. So it's better than to be aware,
The
so they
awareness.
already know. Yeah, they already know. Say, listen,
The
this song, God, first of all, they bring it down from the start. God made Adam, he made why God did that? Because you know that men they are going to need a companion or vice versa, right? And he's not going to only put us here to eat and drink and dance and all of that. Alright? We are here to replenish the earth and to have enjoyment and so on and so forth. So it's not a bad thing. It's
it's not a nasty
it's not a
thing, as
it's
the
not a not.
as
Yes, that's
as
the word.
how
It's
as
not
how the
a nasty
pastor
thing.
described it.
As I
A
don't consider
nasty.
it as being nasty. What
Good.
is so nasty about it? I don't see no form of nastiness in having pleasure. Right? So if you are out there and you are listening, you're a pastor, you're a deacon, whatever, because this is this is what we're. I know that in schools, so pleasure education is being taught. I know that in schools it's being taught in clubs and all of that. But for the church, if you are here on the line while you're listening, however, don't be afraid to educate your congregation about, you know, all of these things, because it's not a nasty thing. It was designed by God as a repeatedly said it. So it's time by God. So don't be afraid to educate the congregation. And in this age and time, if you don't educate them, somebody else going to do it.
Exactly.
Alright? So if you have a congregation, you have a young girls, you have a young boys, let them know. And let them know the right from the wrong to and let them know man go to woman and woman go to man. And a full stop right there stuff for now.
And do not wait until you notice little Timmy round there, so with Janie, and you all the members start notice. But I always see Timmy around there so talking. I wonder what they're up to. Don't wait until when you said, so then on a boyfriend and girlfriend, on have to go get married, and that's the time you start counseling them. Counseling, teaching, educating should have been going on before, because most of the time, you hear, and we the church members is something else. But me have to tell pastor because me see me see Jana and June round there, so, and me see them very often talking, and then him will come and educate them
The
and do.
correct way too. Let me put that in. Educate in the correct way because not here to bash anybody, but some of the times it's the same persons, the same deacons, the same pastors,
Yes.
and the same other members of the clergy. The same one are the ones who try to educate them in the wrong way, in the bad way. This is where the word nasty comes in the nasty way because as small as they are sometimes they will feel them up, feel up a little breast and all of that,
Mm-hmm.
and start touching them and so on. So you're gonna educate them in the good way, the correct way, right? So we have to be mindful of that.
Yes, because there is a lot of pregnancy came out of church by clergies.
Right? Yes. Right out of church,
Right
and
out
that is
of the
so
pulpit,
sad.
out of the
Right?
very pulpit that the pastor said, the man
Yes.
dying on his dying bed, saying this nasty thing in church.
The
Mm,
place where we're supposed to be protected.
exactly. So a lot of babies come right out of the clergies. I have known a few, and because they are so, parent is so of a Christian mind, so look up to the pastor who the man neglect tonight. So
Uh-huh.
looked up on the pastor when they start
Uh-huh.
their anky panky, children hardly say anything. And when they do said something, mother especially said, no sir, Pastor Hyannoda never do that. No, he's a good man. Of course him good. Deacon so and so never do that. Deacon so and
Never
so
ever.
is good. Because we look up on them to be untouchable, to be so so elevated in, of course, let's say in the spirit, so they would do nothing wrong until you get on and everybody mouth open. What? And then you start say, okay, we send with the pastor from this church to the next church, send him down there. So
Uh-huh.
I have seen one night, and I will have to really say this because I actually give myself a good flagging. Yes, the church asks for having all night prayer meeting. And when I inquired to know what the prayer meeting is about, and I was told, this pastor in Hyatt, in a very prominent upscale church that is looked upon in the church, he was fooling around with a 13 years old and a 13-year-old child. 13, 14, she got pregnant at 14.
Wow.
It was highlighted. The wife used to travel, and when the wife traveled, he went, the child leaving church was at 6 o'clock that evening, blah blah, took home the child as if he was taking the child to her own home, and he have to stop off at his home. Child got pregnant. When the child, it I like parents now come down, and so well then those parents in them time always I give them some heavy duty box down and all the rest of it when the house done gone through the gate already. Right? So it was told it was this goodly man. So the lawmen them get involved, and he was put in a one little place we shut up for a little while. He was going to court. The church, not only his church that he went to, but all the adjoining churches of the same body, having a prayer meeting and fasting all night for the man. The man will go court the following day. So when I reach church and I ask, and them say it was a pastor stick, fictitious names. I must sit down in the church and say, I said to the person beside me, as if me naive to. What pastor stick do? So you never hear what take place? Yes, and she tell me. And I say, oh. And the prayer, I sat there. And when the prayer ring out the pastor stick and nothing sweet, it bring tears to people eye and people. And I sat there and I'm saying to myself, this man have done something unlawful. This man do something when not right. And look at the church full because we cannot allow the pastor to go down like that. And I sat there. And every time something I said to myself, walk out of church. Because to me, it's like you are putting up with what this man have done.
Right.
You in lead because him is called pastor and of this high caliber church. Right? So you can't upload it. And before he was, cooked, the churches were trying, those of the upper part, to pass off money. And to say, the child would say something different. But the poor innocent child, I was to just talk how it go. And how long he is there fiddling so around with the child. And I didn't wait until no whole night story. And the night, honestly, I could not sleep. It's like I am guilty helping to really put this little girl down. Knowing you
Wow.
looking on it, said this man not right. And when you look at the entire church, when they pray, when they pray, when they pray, people are crying, people are, and
Wow.
till this day, till this day, I look at some things. Yeah. And next one from the same body of church. He went at a different. This one, they removed him from the church where he was pastoring and sent him to elsewhere. Case and all the rest of all of the nice things went on. So he got what he was supposed to get. And next one at a different place. And when the church wrote in to the head of the head about his encounter with young people in the church, they only give him a slap on his wrist and say, be careful next time, no make them catch you.
Hey,
You know
you
what
know.
you know what he wrote and said to the church? Address the church nicely at the beginning and trace them off in the middle and tell them, say, we all are clergymen. You think that they would have allowed me to go to prison?
Don't really know.
Yes. And I can talk about many more pastors and elders. And these are some of the things you look on. When I heard people saying, oh, the pastor, Bible said, call no man good. Or no call nobody father, something like that. Understand? So,
And that's right.
as you
Parents
rightly,
too.
yeah,
And members of family, they need to teach the children about good touch and bad touch.
exactly, exactly. So, some of the times, as you rightly said, teach in a appropriate way, not in inappropriate, that you are going to bring certain topics to them that you can meet them around a church back next time
Mm,
and quickly allude to
so true.
them, right? So if and you're well, if you're gonna preach it, not teach it, preach it in church. Not the entire church here. Sit down in the pulpit and
Mm,
preach it, because this was the pastor's problem. How could you go and preach that into church? That
mm.
nasty thing, that was his problem. That not supposed to speak up in the pulpit, because the pulpit
Oh,
is
yeah.
holy. So
Mm.
you're not to speak it in the pulpit.
Well, both of it got together and a marriage on it, so he must, he or she have to go tell, what is unholy word.
That is it. That is it. So the church teach other things and do with other things. Preach it a matter of fact. I wouldn't even say teach it. Sit down in the pulpit and do it. Sit
Yeah.
in the pulpit. Let it come out of the pulpit to every ears. Girl and boy, man and woman. And
So you
stop.
heard of this story? Did you hear of the story about this popular pastor in a popular parish? And he was helping a young lady. I think she was 13 years old. And he went to prison for it because instead of helping the child to get a good education, helping the child to get a good education and work. Otherwise, and he was also married and all of that. And I mean, I was so disappointed. It's like, I don't want to say me not believe it because I can't trust people in this age and time. But it was unbelievable to me. Even if I see it now, it's like I keep remembering that,
Yes, it is
And
always going to be
I
there.
don't know have respect for him like that again. You
And there's
understand? Because
nothing.
first of all, your name is supposed to call, you know?
Exactly. And there is
That's not
nothing can
appropriate.
justify it. And people think that they are, oh, and they like a picnic them and push up themselves on them. Excuse me. And because they wear their
So when
crotch.
but there are some children are like that. What is your responsibility then if a child come and because some of them parents, they come and push up on you. What is your responsibility as an adult?
That's
What
it.
is your responsibility? You're going to give in. You're supposed to school guide that child.
Exactly. And don't even put the thought to it, make she know that you realize this is what she's doing, because that is
Right.
exactly what the persons want, right?
And also give them opening doors for them to come back and try a
Exactly.
second time.
Exactly. So you twist it, that they think what they add in their mind and think, you twist it around that they see a different way. They see it a
True.
different way, right?
And if one, two, three, four persons do that, would I have less,
We
less
would. But they, when they met in their whatever, they joked about it. They joke about it. Eh? They speak about it with their one another. You think what they are doing they don't know? They know what they are doing.
you know, of course they know from
This,
me.
this pastor was living on the same block where this young lady was living. But of course, they did not actually know each other like that. But the lady worked in town, and he works in the town too. When she was going to work, she wasn't driving then. She was always at the bus stop when he is passing. He offered her a lift. He didn't even ask where she lived, he didn't know her, but he offered her a lift. As she accepted the lift, leave her off where she going, she would take other transportation came home. But it's like he make it his duty that if she's going, if he, the first time he pick her up was 6 o'clock, he make it in point of duty to be out there at 6 just to see the young lady to give her a ride. Okay? It go on until one morning the young lady said to her,
Right.
him asked the young lady, well, where you live? Because I only see you at the bus stop. I never see you walking on the road. And she said, where she live. I said, okay, where you? She asked, because where he dropped her, it's not at her workplace. She have to take her next vehicle to go to her workplace. So he asked her, and she said, so in return, she asked him, where you work? Him say he work down a wharf. I am talking about the pastor. He works down
Yeah,
a wharf.
yeah.
He's working down the wharf. And she said, oh, so like she asked what him do down there, but seeing him dress up, him must be one of the office person.
Uh-huh.
After I asked her that one evening, he didn't even have the courtesy to ask the woman if she'd married. Never asked
Uh,
that. And she never divulged that. The evening when she get in, somebody was at the gate, and it was her husband who took the call. So the husband called her and said, Pastor so and so is here to see you. And she said, Pastor, I don't know that person. When she stepped out, come around the house and see the same person who I give her a ride a morning time. But she said she went out and talked to him. The husband leave. So he going back, he said, why you call him pastor? Him is not a pastor. This husband said, of course he's a pastor. She said, she, she said, no,
Oh God.
him is not a pastor. He worked down a wharf at, but he said, work a wharf?
So you see what they do, they use the name pastor to cover up.
No, him is pastor. You mean him
Oh,
I use the workplace down a wharf to cover the pastor?
cover up. Yeah.
Him is a pastor. So him said to her, say, no, but know him. The church up a such a place. Him pastor there so. And him married to one elder from one next place, daughter. She said, no, because me if give me a ride a morning time and many talk and him say, he said, all right, let's not debate this. Sabbath morning we're going to visit XY church. And they did. Because the woman convinced her he could never be a pastor. And not tell lie like that. And they went to church and sat in the back with her husband. Walked in, and the time when the platform party lead out, who she saw was the same man who worked at the wharf. Who delivered the word? The same man who worked at the wharf. When they introduced his wife, and the wife get up and shake her hand, the poor woman, I think, until this day is in disbelief. You hear me tell you? Because she looks so nice in her inside. So, and he's wearing pants, find himself at the woman yard. Leave his home with his wife and 2 children and find himself up at the lady yard. So because of that, they always say that sometimes them in the company talk, even on telephone, here they say, the man that worked on a wharf, man, only worked on a wharf. So they are liars. They only go in this profession because it's an easy profession. Because if it was not easy profession, they wouldn't want to go in there and then get up to really do all of this. And no next one from the same body of church, they turn up at this lady gate for a little girl. He saw the little girl he didn't know, and the little girl mother was a member of the church, her adopted mother, and him didn't even know. Only from giving the little girl a ride. Where you live? Live at Red Hills. Da. And the next thing in turn up. When the woman come out, the mother. And she said, Pastor, what time? He said, hear him. I hear so you live? He said, yes, I hear so you live. A little girl, at the time she was 13 years old. Yeah. So it rightly says, yes, this nasty thing. And it rightly should be been spoken from the pulpit. And when it attack from the pulpit, it will put in there said, we male pastors all around little children. That the little children never look out for them.
Same way.
Eh? So,
Put in a description, man.
yeah. And then they are the same one preach on it as sin. Then you know say as sin, then why you perform it? Now the
And
little
you can
children,
say,
them, look at them. And when you realize, Pastor is one of the biggest predator in it.
yeah, so sad.
The biggest predators is the pastor.
Mm.
I was working as a thing there into a crusade once. So after it finished, I pick up the song sheets and took them around. And the pastor who preaches the night, he did not know me. So there, when I took the things to the deaconess, and she taking them, she said, "Oh, Pastor, call his name. This is sister, and believe you me, I feel like I gotta take my left hand and really slap the man in the face. Is my hand the man shaking, you know, and the man have in thumb. I dig down in my hand, me
And
go,
you
and
know, middle finger, you
so
know
me,
what that mean?
so me drag with my hand from him and
That
me look
has
him
a
up in the
meaning, man.
and I stand up and I said, no, me ball out this thing right there, and everybody knows I like me tell for the man, you know. Everybody would say I like me tell for the man. I know me went home and I said to my family, so me no make no pastor no and then shake my hand again. Because
First time that.
the man a shake my hand and the man have his hand in my finger in the middle of my hand. What's up with all this?
Anytime they do that, they up to
I
something.
know. And it wasn't long. Yes, and then throw him out of church for picnic too. Mm-hmm.
Or pedophile.
Throw him out of church for picnic. Right? So the long and the short of it, sex is not nasty.
No, it's not.
Sex is not the nasty thing. It is not nasty to speak into church. It is not nasty to speak out of church. It is not
Right.
nasty to educate the younger ones, even the older ones, about it
Inappropriate.
into a appropriate way. It's not something you go do it and every time you go, you have to come back and say, you're praying because you do something wrong.
I know a gentleman did that, and we go back to the church, yes, talking about the church. And I remember that gentleman in preach out to the night. There was this young lady coming to the church who wasn't a Christian, but apparently fell in love with her. And the young lady told us that in takes some dangerous sport. And he said, if God kill him tonight, after I'm done, and then dangerous sports in take,
Hmm.
he have to get some. I mean, I thought, oh, when them will go preach, preach
Mm-hmm.
till they're wet. You understand? Preach word and I tell you what to do for live. And he got caught into the heart. Yes, and he always said that if God will probably make her sometimes if you take some dangerous sport. So I believe that's that demon that, crawl upon them. Sex demons.
It's a demon that they entertained. They
So true.
entertain these demons. You was made to control your body, not your body to control you.
Thank you.
So they have no control over their self, and they let
Right.
themselves into this way that you're trying to say, a weak, my weak. You ain't weak.
Eh,
You ain't weak. David was sitting on a house top of chill out up on balcony. And when he take a look down the riverside, he see Bathsheba down there bed. And Bathsheba never did skin naked. Because if you notice those people those days when they went to the river to take their bath, they are in clothes.
right.
And he sit there and just in imagination just stretch out to Bathsheba. Stretch way out. And he just start seeing himself having a nice time with this woman. And the woman have her husband. You think if he had pulled back himself, get back in himself and say, self, what you deal with? But no, he allow self to go until him send call, he send him soul, him guard them go for the lady. And when he send go for the lady and he have a way with the lady, he send go set up to kill the woman husband. That was
Listen,
that was how far he allowed himself
my
to
God.
go. That was how far. And when God said to him, trouble are going in your house.
Thank you.
And trouble did in there. So self-control. You have to learn to control yourself.
That's it. You have to
You have to practice it. You can't make this type of a demon take you over and the
take
only thing
over.
you see and you continue to go like you're a lead cow. No,
Mhm.
you can't do that. The other one again, the look at his sister. And when he look at his sister Tamara, all him do is feel
Mm,
like saying should have his sister. And he farm sick
mm,
and send and call the sister to come and make him some soup because he's so sick. And the poor girl went and he with the sister.
mm.
And the same with the same loss that he used to get the sister. He used the same loss and hate her so bitterly. So these things are
Right.
there. So you can't allow, you have to allow self-control. You can't have yourself and just let it loose. So the bee just travel wide and far and go buck up in anything and buck up in everything and do everything. No. So these men who go before and bow and take anoint that they are a minister of the gospel, they need to take self-control anointing too. That they don't start seeing the little young people them in the church and some of the grown that look good in their eyes. Right? You don't do that. There was a next church I know, and this was this young lady. She and I was working on one place at one time. And she said a thing, but to me it never, I don't know. For some reason, I never take no thought of it. She say it, and I just think she just say what she say. But I just say what she say. She said this pastor getting around with her until she give in to him because she wanted some money. And when she give in to him, him enjoy himself very nicely and send him home to his wife. The next Sunday night when they go to church, we go preaching, and she thinks in the church I preach too long. She said she just go at the back of the church, right at the last back, and sit right where every time in turning eyes, he can see her. And then she sit down there and make sign to him. Say him I preach too long. Cut. When he cut him preaching and he drop home his wife, he find another reason to come back out of the street and come with her. And she have him for herself. You know what she end up and she saying? She says she will never go in another church or believe in them pastor because if that's her next prominent church. And if that pastor could have go drop home his wife and come to she, where she is not even a member of the church or a member of no church whatsoever, and he come for him slam. She said she don't believe in none of them. And she said she been doing that for a very long time. One of the last time I saw her, she said, I'm not planning to go into church, but I am thinking the things that I do. What can I say? What can I say? But these things, it is out there. It is there. Yes, my dear, you are the last word to say.
So we thank you tonight for being here with us, for listening. And you can also, I know that you have learned something. I know that you have learned something. You can take out something to share with your family members, your friend, your church family, and your neighbor and your surrounding community. So, and I thank you, host, for putting across this topic. It is well needed. Thank you all, and have yourself a wonderful night, morning, whatever time of day it is in your country. And we love you all, and remember, God is love. Bye.
Bye. Thank you. And this is Aquarian tuning out from Positivity Positive channel. Bye.